Hello everyone, the last couple of days we spoke about Project Restart, the Premier League's plan to get football underway. What the rumours were and what the rumours aren't we've been discussing. Now I'm going to put that to one side and concentrate on one thing in particular. That's relegation. And I'm going to be looking at West Ham in particular for that one. So it's back to West Ham, leaving Premier League to one side. What we're not going to discuss is Manuel Lanzini. He's come out earlier today. It's Tuesday night I'm recording this for you on Wednesday. But Lanzini's come out and basically said he doesn't really want to go back to football till the vaccine's found. Me and Gonz are going to do a cup of tea Thursday night probably. Wednesday night, tonight, we've got the video for the patrons. So if you want to become a patron, go to patreon.com/HammersChat. Links in the description below. We'll be doing a video called A Mug of Tea, which we do once a month. And it's for the my old Hammers Chat addicts and Hammers Chat addicts. All the details are on the Patreon if you want to go check it out. Then tomorrow night, Thursday night, we'll have our normal cup of tea on this channel. So a couple of days ago when I was talking about relegation or the Premier League being played to finish, which I think it's going to be. It's more and more, as all these rumours have been going on, it seems more and more likely Premier League football will be played to a finish. I'll be surprised if it's not anymore. The speed, if you like, of all this dates getting thrown around, and they're now becoming quite consistent as to this date, this date, this date. Before it was all over the shop. It seems a bit more streamlined now, as if there is an actual plan happening for a change. Big meetings on Monday though. So we'll hear more Monday night, Tuesday, about what is happening and whether the Premier League is coming back and when the Premier League is coming back. So that'll be interesting. But I think it's going to be played to finish. And with the result of that, there's going to be 3 teams relegated to the Championship next season. Now, how they decide who comes up in that, I don't know. This is a West Ham channel, mainly Premier League football. My knowledge and my sort of research and keeping up with Championship news ain't that great, apart from one thing, which is the EFL earlier today, but we'll get onto that in a second. So I think it's going to get played to finish. I think there is going to be 3 relegations, and West Ham is very much in that scrap. This is where it's time to roll up the sleeves and go again. They've got to fight, and it's a very, very difficult circumstances, but we'll talk about that once we know when it is. This is about someone a couple of days ago. I put out a tweet probably about playing, I think it was about football being played on neutral ground, and he basically said that he agreed that you can't just make up rules during the season, but he also said something which was really interesting, thought-provoking. I like it. Sometimes you guys do it. Actually, every video pretty much has at least 2 or 3 comments in the comments below the videos which are thought-provoking, for myself, for Gonzo, for Charlie, whatever. It makes us think about your opinions and stuff, and it's good. I like it. So get your comments below. Hint. He said that this is basically the worst summer to go down, because how are you going to sell players? Normally when you go down, you look at who you can get good money for, who you have to shed because they just won't stay, who you want to shed because they're crap and they're part of the reason you got relegated. It might be an age thing. You take the opportunity to get rid of Deadwood, and then who you really want to retain. So the wages are feasible for a Championship club for a short period of time. Their age might be on your side, whether they're young or they're at the end of their career, so they're not going to get a move back to the Premier League. All sorts of reasons. You take everything into consideration. You put them into different groups and stuff. And I guess what he was trying to say is, those that you put into, okay, they're going to have to go. They're the ones we need to sell. Big wages, big transfer value. It's going to help keep the club afloat. It's going to help keep the team maker in a job for the next year in the Championship. But how do you do that this summer? Because this Project Restart, I said I wasn't going to talk about generic Premier League stuff. I'm going to have to for a minute. All this talk of dates, when it's getting finished, there's even talk of the FA Cup, Champions League final, even next season. There's not really much talk about the transfer window, is there? There's not really much when transfers are going to happen, because the dates run into the middle of July, understandably. Well, the transfer window is supposed to open in July, isn't it? So that's going to have to get knocked back. But there's not even like a thing. There doesn't seem to be much of a plan as to when the transfer is going to take place. But if West Ham got relegated, which I'm not saying I think they will, just back up a bit, back up. I'm not saying I think they will get relegated. It's hypothetical, thought-provoking. And we've got a Villa fan. He comments on every videos. He watches every video, so he can think of it as a Villa fan. I know that James is an Everton fan watches. Now, no, Everton won't get relegated. Just put yourself in these shoes for a minute. Doesn't matter who you support. Put yourself in this. If you were to get relegated this summer, so as a West Ham fan, who would you sell? Who could you sell? Who do you have to sell? Well, at West Ham, it's half the squad, really, isn't it? Sebastian Haller is the first one that comes to mind. I know you were thinking Sebastian Haller. Yes, you. Sebastian Haller was the first name that come to your head, weren't it? If it wasn't, it's your second name because I just said him. But how do you shift him? You've spent 45 million for him. You ain't getting 45 million this summer, even if we stay in the Premier League, because there's just not that much cash going to be kicking about. There will be some. Okay, and I don't think there's going to be no money in football going around in the transfer window. Barcelona has been heavily linked with Martinez of Inter Milan, 60 million plus 2 players. Okay, so already money is starting to come around, and I think it'll be the same in the Premier League. There will be some, but who would buy Sebastian Haller given how much he would cost? Even if we got relegated, we'd still want to recoup 30 million. We're not going to get that, are we? So we'd have to accept 20. But even then, who's going to pay 20 million for a striker who's not impressed that much in the league last summer, is he? He's part of the reason if we get relegated. He's part of the reason we've got relegated. German clubs would obviously know that he can do the business in Bundesliga, but do they have the money to come and get him? That's the only slight advantage to a Premier League club if Bundesliga's played to finish as planned, because they're retaining all their cash, so they would have some money to spend over there as well, and that might filter through into the Premier League bit by bit. But then Felipe Anderson is the next name on the list. Again, because of his value and because of high wages, what are you getting for him? 20 million? I think these two players are worth more than that, but because we're now a Championship club in my hypothetical scenario here, what do you do? Declan Rice would have a queue of people outside wanting to take advantage. You'd have no problem shifting him, but you're not knocking much off the wages, are you? Declan's on a very moderate wage for a guy of his ability and talent. I think he's on rumoured to be around 40,000 to 50,000 a week. It's one of the lowest first team earners we have at the club, Declan. Fabianski, you'd imagine, would stick it out. He's got 1 year left on his contract. He's had a bit of injuries. I think him and Randolph I think one would have to leave though, because you can't have two keepers of that calibre at West Ham in the Championship with those wages. But I'd like to think Fabianski would be retained. I think Creswell would stay, because he's now at the wrong side of his peak, if you like. But Masuaku would be someone we were probably looking to shift, and it would just be a bit harder to shift him now because we don't want him in the Championship. Who's going to want him in the Premier League? Or again, you'd be looking at a foreign club to come in. Diop would be gone. He'd be out, sorted. He'd be easy to get rid of. Obona would have its people coming after him, but you're not going to get much for him, I don't think. What do you think Obona's worth in the market? 15 million? Adding Championship, 7 million? Still much. It would be the best season for Ngaki. I think Fredericks would stay as well. Noble would stay. Solchek would buy him and probably have to sell him. Actually, we wouldn't even buy him, would we? That's part of the clause that we are a Premier League club. But this is where it gets a bit tricky, because if the transfer window opens at the start of July as normal, and the football's still going on, so we haven't yet been relegated, technically we could buy him as a Premier League club and get relegated, and you still are, so we'd sell him on for a bit of profit. I think Fornals would be a funny one, because I think you might actually get... There was something, I'm going to make a wild prediction if we get early. I think Fornals stays for 1 year. I think we'll get a year out of him. Come back up, happy days. His attitude, he spoke last week, his attitude's just amazing, isn't it? It's hard not to love Pablo Fornals at West Ham. I've always sort of defended him a little bit, and it was hard to at times, but I'm not talking about his ability on the pitch here. I'm talking about his attitude. His attitude's just amazing. I think he gets it. He's everything you want. I think we'd keep Bowen. I think Bowen would give us a year. Antonio might stick around, but I think he'd have a few people after him. And Ajeti, well, that would be a big season. I think Ajeti would possibly cut it up in the Premier League. Not because of what I've seen at West Ham, but because when we went for him, our main... Now, this should have been an alarm bell. Hindsight is a good thing here. When we went to try and get him last summer, the only club that was our competition was Brentford, weren't it? It was Brentford. So, given how good they recruit, you'd fancy Ajeti to cut it up in the Championship. But anyway, to summarise, is this the worst summer? I think it would be, I think it would be hell. Regardless of who you are, not just West Ham, any other team that goes down. Norwich would be okay, because Norwich have... I feel Norwich have come up preparing for the drop anyway. I feel like they've come up, not spent too much money, knowing that they might go down, but they're in a better situation. But there's a curveball to consider here. And earlier today, Tuesday, the EFL what's his name? Is it Greg Brown? I think it was. He's not very happy, essentially, about the parachute payments, and he wants those scrapped and that money to be given to the clubs divided instead. I think that's the right thing to do, but it should have been done way before this. It should have been done, I don't know when parachute payments got massive, truth be told, but that money should have always been divided up, because it's unfair, really. A club goes down from the Premier League and gets more money than their counterparts in the Championship. So you've already got a head start. I mean, you've got a head start anyway, in the sense that your squad's probably better. You get rewarded for failure, financially rewarded for failure. It's a bit of a strange thing, that, isn't it? Anyway, I'm gonna leave it there. I've got, like I said, mug of tea tonight with Gonzo, a cup of tea tomorrow night. Gonzo's video that he's done today is at the end of the screen. Hopefully this video looks okay. It's a little bit different. I've got a new computer. I've got a new toy. I saved up for quite a while for it, so I treated myself. But it's helped, to be honest with you, not going to football. So I've not been to London since the Southampton game. So February. So the end of February, March. So I've had 3 paydays since the last home game. And I've not had to pay for any football, any trips to London, which has saved me a lot of money. It's scary, actually, how much money I've saved. When football comes back, even when you're allowed to go, I'm quite enjoying treating myself, if I do say so. But as law of averages would have it, my hearing aid broke, so I can't hear in this ear for a while now, until I save up more pennies to get it fixed. So if you've got something to say to me, don't shout it. I won't hear you. You're gonna have to email me. I can read it on my fancy new machine. Anyway, join me tonight. Patrons, join us, me and Gonzo tonight. And a cup of tea tomorrow night, Thursday night, on my new machine. I'm going to try and stream it from this. Hopefully I've got it set up nicely. Fingers crossed. Let me know what you think. Is this the worst summer to get relegated in terms of selling players? I think it is, But I think football is not too far away, whether you agree with it or not. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you're around here, and we'll see you very, very soon.